Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. After pro-Trump rallies turned violent and caused a lockdown of the U.S. Capitol, the Justice Department will have to decide whether or not any of those protesters will be facing criminal charges. So far, 52 people have already been arrested, with the FBI tonight seeking help to identify others. KCAU 9's Jesse Chanur explains now in our top story at 5.
To serve as Attorney General at this critical time.
Judge Merrick Garland said the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol showed Americans what he will be defending, if confirmed as the nation's next Attorney General.
The rule of law is not just some lawyer's turn of phrase. It is the very foundation of our democracy.
Vanita Gupta, President-elect Joe Biden's nominee for Associate Attorney General, said the rioters' actions shed light on the importance of their job at the Justice Department.
Reminded us that our democracy cannot be taken for granted, that our nation has a long history of disinformation, white supremacist violence, mob violence.
Biden again denounced the Capitol siege.
Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists. It's that basic, it's that simple.
While the incoming administration did not discuss a plan of action against the rioters, Thursday, President Trump's acting attorney general said some participants will face federal charges. Jeffrey Rosen also said he expects more arrests as federal authorities continue to investigate. Meanwhile, former Attorney General Bill Barr called President Trump's conduct during the Capitol takeover a betrayal of his office and supporters, and said that orchestrating a mob to pressure Congress is inexcusable. In Washington, Jesse Tenor, KCAU 9 News.
Following that chaos in D.C., as those protests turned violent, parents are left having to explain to their children what took place on Capitol Hill. One parent telling us that he was visibly upset as he watched everything unfold. He said he wasn't able to answer some of the questions his teenage daughter was asking.
I felt that I was failing. We as parents want to be this pillar of strength, and I wasn't able to be that as much as I should have, as much as I thought I should have been at that point. But we also can't hide that.
Coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9's Lydia Vasquez sharing some ways that parents can effectively discuss the events with their children. And back here in Siouxland, Sioux City police are still investigating that New Year's Eve, New Year's Day shooting incident on South Walker Street, which resulted in the death of a local woman and injured 4 others. 18-year-old Mia Critis died in that shooting. And as of now, 19-year-old suspect Christopher Morales is being held in the Woodbury County Jail. He's facing multiple charges related to that shooting. Sioux City police are still looking for other gunmen involved, as well as gathering more information from witnesses who might have attended that party.
We have some very promising leads. Right now, it's just waiting on some forensic results to come back from laboratories and the such, and sometimes this takes time. So I know some people get frustrated with the speed of investigations, but to do them right, sometimes we got to take a little time.
Now, if you or anyone you know has more information about this fatal incident, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 712-258-TIPS or 8477. That number is on our website. You can also leave a tip anonymously online. It's time tonight for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Marcus Beasley standing by. And Marcus, quite a different scene than we had yesterday, and most of that snow that we got already melted, turned into slush.
That's right, Sophie. It was a warm day yesterday, so we had that rain-snow mix out there, and today, still seeing temperatures fairly normal for this time of year, I should say. So actually a little bit cooler today, but we have had those clouds all day long. 33 degrees was our recorded high in Sioux City, 34 in Wayne, Lamar's, and Orange City, as well as Yankton, and 32 in Storm Lake. So temperature slightly above freezing today. Forecast lows tonight, they will dip down into the lower 20s, so a cold night ahead of us. Does look like we could see some freezing fog out there tonight. And then as we head into tomorrow, clouds stick around. More details on that and what the weekend's looking like coming up in the 9 on 9. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Marcus. As health officials begin working to get the COVID-19 vaccine to Group 1B, as it's being called here in Siouxland, which are emergency workers like firefighters and EMTs, healthcare workers, which remain in Group 1, are now starting to receive their second dose of the vaccine. Unity Point Health St. Luke's is one Siouxland hospital that has staff who have already received phase 2 of this vaccine.
It feels like a privilege that I've been allowed to have that second dose, knowing that I'm going to be able to help protect our community members, protect my family.
Health officials tonight say they are working to get the vaccine to others in the community as soon as possible. Although healthcare workers, the elderly, and first responders are still their top priority right now. Let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers today here in Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials recording 53 new cases. That's in the past 24 hours. 39 patients are currently in hospital due to COVID-19. In Nebraska, Dakota County with 4 new positive tests coming back today. The county with a total now of more than 3,600 cases. And in South Dakota, Union County reports 158 active cases. They now have a 7-day positivity rate of more than 14%. The distribution of COVID-19 vaccines are helping provide a beacon of hope for those working on the front lines tonight. Fire personnel and EMS members are in line now to receive their vaccine. The Vermilion Fire Department sharing with KCAU 9 News that many of their members received that vaccine already. The fire chief says this is a step in the right direction for the department as they have been stretched thin battling the virus. But it will be business as usual for the department when it comes to PPE.
We're going through the vaccine process, still continuing our day-to-day, increased cleaning, increased PPE wearing, and that's really not going to go away even though we get the vaccine. We're still going to continue to wear the PPE that we were wearing because even though we get vaccinated, the general population won't be vaccinated until the end of 2021 probably.
Coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9 News speaks with an EMT on the department there that has only been on the team for 2 years, and now how he has adapted because of this past year serving with the virus. To a child, a kaleidoscope provides unexplained images, dancing in front of their eyes, literally, but it turns out those images can be just as mesmerizing for adults. Tim Seaman introduces us to one Siouxland family who had the beauty of that handheld optical instrument go much further than just colorful pieces that tumble inside it.
This isn't exactly a man cave.
65 years old, still playing. That's all right, isn't it?
But for Rich Hesenius, what happens in his backyard shed provides every bit as much satisfaction as any game-winning touchdown on a 75-inch screen.
I'm by myself. I can just work at my own speed. And I try and spend a couple hours a night out here, or try and get a little something done each night. It's very peaceful.
That's until he flips the switch. The noise, not indicative of the subtle, eye-appealing images found in the kaleidoscopes that Rich creates here.
There's not a kaleidoscope or egg that's the same. They're all different. It's not a factory. It's a handmade product. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, halfway through the project, you might change your mind and do something, do a little different design.
Hard blocks of wood, handcrafted with the kind of care that makes young and old alike squint and smile.
This is a kaleidoscope with a K, and these have pretties on the end, okay? Then when you look through these, you just hold them up to the light, and it changes the colors. See, I'm smiling already.
But to fully understand Rich's passion for these ever-changing objects, you have to turn back the calendar to 2014 and meet Leonard Olson.
So this was a tiny, tiny portion of my life. But then eventually, when everything else stopped, this is what I do now, completely, for a living.
For 15 years, Leonard was the man making things turn at the Kaleidoscope Factory. At shops in Pocahontas and Pomeroy, he put a twinkle in people's eyes. Sadly, on October 1st, 2019, Leonard and Rich Hesenius' brother-in-law died after a terminal illness.
That was his life for a while there, yeah. Just like being in that store, turning kaleidoscopes or whatever project he was doing. He lived right there in the store in Pocahontas. So people could come and stop in and see him whenever because he was always there.
Until that October day.
When we were in Pocahontas after he passed away, his sister Margaret wanted me to try and turn an egg, which is one of these. So I put it on the lathe and I just started turning it. And I thought, hey, this is kind of cool. So, and she liked it. And I thought, that's kind of nice that she liked it, So, and one thing led to another. And finally we decided to continue this, try and keep it going.
And so Leonard is never far from Rich's mind, as he is now the one carving, sanding, oiling, and assembling.
Get it tight, all done.
In what continues to be a family tradition.
The oohs and ahs, it's satisfying. I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. And that's what counts, I think. My brother-in-law, I thought a lot of him, and I still enjoy doing this, and I guess as long as I enjoy it, I'm going to keep doing it.
And there is another twist to that story. It turns out that Leonard Olson got the idea to first build a kaleidoscope while being treated at Mercy One Medical Center here in Sioux City. A visitor bringing him something to take his mind off of his recovery. That's right. It was a kaleidoscope. Pretty cool. And we do have more Siouxland stories planned for you. You can watch them every Thursday right here on KCAU 9 News at both 5 and at 10. Also, again, on Fridays at midday. So if you know someone with a unique story, we'd like you to share it with us. It's easy. Shoot us an email at news@kcautv.com so the rest of Siouxland can hear about them too. Well, face masks are now part of our everyday lives, but they're a major hindrance for some technologies. Why face masks may not impair facial recognition technology for that much longer, coming up in about 10 minutes.
And looking at our headlines, clouds will continue as we head into the end of the week and weekend. Some seasonal temperatures this weekend, and it looks like nice weather for next week. Details on all of that after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and meteorologist Marcus Beasley. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Thanks for sticking with us. More melting happening today. Not as inclement in the weather department, but still interesting because we're slightly above average for this time of year.
That's right. A little bit above average today. Yesterday more so, but we are going to continue to see temperatures at or slightly above average throughout Siouxland. 33 degrees was our high temperature today, and that's 3 degrees above normal. 30 degrees is our normal high temperature, and we began the day at 30, so only a 3-degree difference from this morning to this afternoon. So very consistent, or I should also say steady weather throughout the day today. 10 degrees is our normal low temperature, so we were well above that here this morning throughout Siouxland. So a very quiet day to go along with those temperatures being so steady all day long. The view outside from the KCAU 9 studio brought to you by the Port Neal Welding Company, showing gray skies. We've seen that all day. We'll continue to watch.
2020's dry pattern continuing right on into 2021.
Sure enough.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus. Well, developing an interesting hands-on experiment can, of course, be difficult, but a Pella teacher has made a tradition out of one. How an Iowa class is now using a GPS tracker and a balloon to learn about science, coming up in about 7 minutes. But first, you can now purchase an at-home COVID-19 test right on Amazon. How much that kit will cost you, next. The new coronavirus vaccine has caused some to experience allergic reactions, but health officials say it shouldn't deter people from getting that vaccine. Just 29 people have experienced severe allergic reactions to the vaccine, making it what they call a rare outcome. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention tonight say that according to the CDC's Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, about 11 cases of anaphylaxis occurred out of 1 million doses, so good numbers there. By comparison, the rate of severe allergic reaction for the flu vaccine is 1.3 per 1 million doses. The CDC recommends those that get the COVID-19 vaccine wait 20 to 30 minutes in case some kind of a severe allergic reaction does occur. Again, that is rare. You can now buy at-home coronavirus tests on Amazon. The Dexterity COVID-19 saliva kit received emergency use authorization last month from the FDA. It includes an empty tube for DNA to be sent to a Los Angeles-based lab with prepaid shipping. It takes between 24 to 72 hours to get the results. A single pack costs $110 and a 10-pack goes for $1,000. A Japanese company has launched a facial recognition system that identifies people even when they're wearing a face mask. NEC Corp says its facial recognition system can identify a person with face coverings in less than 1 second. That company had already been working on a system to meet the needs of allergy sufferers who wear masks frequently. It's a common practice in Japan. The new system has been on sale in Japan and other countries overseas. Many teachers are looking for creative ways to get students some hands-on learning experience nowadays. How sending a balloon around the world is helping some Iowa kids to learn, coming up next. A science project for fifth graders has gone around the world like 4 times. In November, the Pella fifth grade science students teamed up with the Pella Amateur Radio Club to launch a helium-filled balloon with a GPS tracker. The students learned about the science it takes to get a small balloon to hit the jet stream over 40,000 feet. The experiment has sailed over oceans, Africa, China, Japan, and right back to the U.S. For the students, it's a lesson in science, math, and geography.
And then we launched it and tracked it around the world with this like mini computer thingy.
Incredible how this small balloon went all that way around the world.
Prior years, fifth graders had not gotten offshore, so it's a competition for some siblings to see whose balloon gets the furthest.
Hers didn't even make it to the ocean, and I didn't think ours would make it that far, but it made it across the world a couple times. So
honestly, making it to the ocean was a pretty big feat for us. And when we showed up the first time across, I think it was Europe, it was kind of exciting for the students. We were offline for several days. We came back on. We made it across the ocean, which was a huge feat. And then we continued to track on across China and back to the States.
Pretty cool. These students could track the path of that balloon on their computers and smartphones. At the moment, the balloon is not showing up, but it has done that for days when it is out of tracking range, or there's a possibility it might have gone down. The 37th annual Dakota Farm Show had their third and final day at the USD Dakota Dome up in Vermilion today. That farm show had 224 agricultural exhibitors from 4 different states across the Midwest, all showing off the latest in farm technology. Folks are required to wear face masks and try to maintain a 6 feet social distance while viewing all of the products and services. You can find the full story if you'd like on our website right now. That's at SiouxlandProud.com or the free KCAU 9 News app. Let's take a live look outside right now. Marcus returns right after the break with one more check on our forecast. Don't go away. Finally tonight, a skating rink owner in Poland says he's found a way to stay open amid a coronavirus lockdown and operate as a flower shop instead. Check it out. He came up with the idea after the country imposed a 3-week closure of businesses, including hotels, ski slopes, and skating rinks. Now, the plan is simple. The customers purchase access to that rink, now called a flower warehouse, then choose from a box of flowers in the middle of the ice. But Brownski's loophole may not last long. They say that the city officials there say he's violating the pandemic restrictions and will have to stop. But for now, we get these odd images of people purchasing flowers while they ice skate. And ice skating weather here in Siouxland, and it's a beautiful night to do so, too.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to see temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark, so it is going to be chilly for now, but temperatures dropping to 22 tonight. We will see things cloudy again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6. Until then, have a great night.